Stand tall, walk free. Can you tell me a little bit about the Hells Angels?
I just know they're bad people, and the police are involved with them.
Why do you say that?
Because I know they have to be, because they protect them. And Terry Taylor's daughter was involved with the Hells Angels, the one that rented the back house.
You're in Alameda?
Yes.
Tell the audience what you've learned about the FBI, about their raiding the place.
They raided a place in a bar in Santa Rosa, and that's where the Cola Darks moved to. And they're involved with the police, and I know they must be involved with these Hells Angels. They were arrested for murder and extortion, amongst and they found some clothing with blood on it.
Well, you know, the Hells Angels has been known to do that with extortion and money laundering and all that in the past. It's not new to the community about that. But it's very interesting that it's happening in Santa Rosa, and the FBI raided the place, right, that you were talking about. Tell the audience more about the back house in Alameda that involved with the person.
Lori Taylor, she rented the place, but she used to live with two people that were Hells Angels. And then she rented the back house. And my husband felt sorry for her because but we didn't know her background. And it turns out she was a stripper in San Francisco, and she was involved with murder, Hells Angels murderers.
Okay, isn't that...
I recognized them when they were arrested. I saw their pictures, and they came to visit.
Isn't the Alameda Police, there was a Taylor in the Alameda Police Department?
Yes, Terry Taylor.
Right, and so you were telling me that was his daughter that was in the back house, right? That's interesting to know about that, about the Hells Angels, because people want to know what's going on in their community. And that's a shame what happened in Santa Rosa. Is there anything you want to tell the audience about some of the things that you're studying now on the police department?
No, except that it should be interesting to find out why they were arrested. I wonder who they were, who they extorted, and the home invasion.
Are you talking about the one in Santa Rosa?
In Santa Rosa.
Oh, so that's what you're looking at right now.
Yes.
My main issue is police misconduct. And I'm trying to promote a new law here in the state of California. And it's connected to your husband's death, and it's going to be showing why these police officers get away with the murder of Robert Davis, right?
Yes.
This new law has to do with the right to be informed of somebody's criminal rap records in the Department of Justice. And it has to do a lot with things that the police officers say about people.
Yes.
And what I'm trying to promote and let the audience know is this law will help the community as far as being informed before it goes to the Department of Justice, the criminal records. Because a lot of times police officers get away with police misconduct, such as an incident happened in Berkeley with this person that I know. He was sleeping in Berkeley by a building, and he was disabled, and he was waiting to get his check deposited in his debit card the next following day. Well, apparently a police officer came and just grabbed him out of his sleep and forced him into the cop car.
Right.
And that's a horrible thing to happen to a human being when they're homeless, especially in the city of Berkeley. They don't like people to be around the buildings because there's a law right now that it's a city ordinance since 2012 when Tom Bates was a mayor. He allowed this law to go against the homeless people. If they're sitting around the buildings, you can get arrested. But Mr. Johnson, I'll let you know that much, was approached by a Berkeley police officer in 2017, the beginning of the year. And all he was doing is kind of like sitting by a building and just kind of waiting to get his disability check, but he kind of dozed off. Apparently the police officer grabbed him and threw him in the cop car. His Miranda rights wasn't read. And then he went to jail. The bad news is he didn't get due process of law. He didn't get a fair trial. He only had one bench judge that made a decision against him. And because he was on disability, they used his disability against him. And so they decided to put him in Napa State Hospital. What do you think about that?
I think it's terrible. And when I was homeless, the police kept throwing me in jail and arresting me and putting me sending me to John George, and they never read me my rights. Not one time did they. And it brings back memories of when I got locked into a store in Bay Farm Island, and they closed the store and they didn't say anything, and I was locked in the store, and the police came and arrested me and took me to jail.
So you apparently was the hour to leave, but they didn't announce it, and you were still in the store, right? Apparently
Right,
that's what
and the
happened.
music was
And this
still
was in the
going.
city of Alameda, right?
Yes.
Okay, I understand what you're talking about, and being put in a mental hospital in what city was that in John George?
John George.
What city
San
was?
Leandro.
Oh, San Leandro, and being put into San Leandro against your will because you were speaking out on the death of your husband, right, Robert
Yes.
Davis, and you wanted them to investigate, and instead they retaliate against you, the Alameda Police Department, by sending you into a mental institution. It's the same thing with this
But
guy.
they put me at Santa Rita that time when they got locked in the store. They sent me to Santa Rita.
Right. And same thing with this guy, Mr. Johnson,
And I didn't do anything.
He didn't do anything either. He was just, sitting by the building, and because he was homeless, the police approached him and created a outright lie about him.
Right.
And that's what they do. Police officers get away with lying about people.
They sure do.
A lot of police officers. That's why I want to create this new law on the right to be informed of somebody's criminal rap sheet before it enters the Department of Justice, because this will help the community. And I want you to know that the bill is being processed, and everybody's going to have a chance to sign this new bill. So get ready, folks, for California new law. It's on its way. Stand tall, walk free.